The older I get, the more it seems like Google, experts, and salesmen are really screwing up our life more than they're helping it. Man, bless their soul, they probably think they're doing something good in the world. But man, life is too complicated, for them, and we rely on them, and then, God, it screws us up. Like now today in the paper, I see this drug. I don't know if you saw the news recently, this young guy, about 30 or something like that, bought this drug company and is charging $750 for a pill that a lot of people take. And there's another company nobody even heard of that does the same thing for $1. And you probably wouldn't find it on Google because everybody's using the other expensive one. That's the problem with Google. Man, what's the most popular answer to anything? And that comes up first. Or if someone's trying to sell you something, that comes up first. Because they're paying money to get there, and then we don't know. I mean, that's the problem. We're looking for help to make decisions, and we can't. So we go to an expert. Man, and they're guessing too. I mean, you see, the experts don't even know. I mean, they crash Wall Street, and you look at data that even the pundits about winning elections, they're wrong 50% of the time. That's like flipping a coin with two people. So yeah, it's all like that. But we rely on them for some reason. And the problem is, to me, is that these experts, when they become experts, they get more pompous because, oh, you call me an expert, so I have to be right. And then they become more set in their ideas, and that closes their mind. They think there's only one way to do anything, and there isn't. There's so many options, like starting a business or paying for college and all these kinds of things. They're options, but it takes work, it takes effort, it takes research. And if you go to your best friends or whatever and get advice, man, you're just getting what everybody else is, and you don't get the opportunities. And you say, well, then it'll cost me $40,000 to go to college because I don't know any other options. Well, there are. I mean, whether you could take courses online for free, you could go to community college for $1,000 and go 2 years that way, or go overseas for free, so it costs you $1,000 in airfare. You're saving $40,000 a year. But we don't appreciate that. Everybody wants to. We see most things we do in life are really just to try to impress other people. They're not to solve a problem. I want to get smart. Okay, what's the best way for me to get smart? It's really those, we follow the answer like, what do other people think is the best way and what impresses other people? Not if we're really getting smart or not. And that's what's neat about the new economy, man. People are doing things, without credentials because they find you're paying $50,000 a year for a credential and you still can't get a job. No, that's crazy. Or you can go on a website, and raise $50,000 to do your idea because it's a good idea. And that's what's so neat about all what's happening in our world. But more importantly, man, I just talked to a fella I know for years and years. He found out he had stage 4 cancer, and his wife wrote him off dead 4 different times, and all the doctors couldn't even help him. But he found a way. He found alternative sources that cured him. He said, if I trusted in Google, I would have been dead. And even the doctors, I would have been dead. You got to take control, and you may or may not be all right yourself. But boy, the experts believe they're right, And that's the problem. So they force you because we're all insecure. We don't know the answer to stuff. So we go to experts thinking they know, and they're insecure too. But they can't charge a lot of money if they look at it and admit they're insecure. They really don't know. It doesn't work all the time. The only way they're going to get money or more money is by making you believe they know the answer, and they can't. So that's why you have to be careful when using Google, using experts. Salesmen, man. See, I mean, when you argue with a salesman or get advice from a salesman, they know every question that you're going to ask ahead of time because they spend a career doing that. They heard everything bad. Like when I used to go to do talk shows, man, I knew everything that somebody was going to say bad about what I do because you can find bad about anything. But I had an answer. I knew it because I've been there before 1,000 times. That's what's so neat about being an expert. You have a good answer, man, for anybody who says you're full of shit. Oh, but And I was able to do that. And if I didn't have one and somebody sandbagged me and I couldn't get an answer, I'd go home and study a good one. So I would look good and they wouldn't. Because they don't, it's just something off the top of their head. They're trying to look smart. I spent a lifetime studying this stuff. So I could look better all the time. Same with every salesman. They practice and whatever and answer those questions hundreds of times already. So when you call them and ask them for something, you're smart. No, you can't. You can't argue. You're playing their game. So if you're coming to a gunfight with a slingshot, you're going to lose. And so just listen, take it in, and then do research. That's what's so neat about the internet. You can do research. You don't have to go to the library. When I was growing up, you went to the library to get this stuff. But now it is. But you can't just take what's on those first 30 pages of a Google printout. The good stuff isn't there. You have to do more work. And that's why people come into mind. If you wanted to start a business or whatever kind of thing, and you go start it, you're going to get hundreds, millions of people want to sell you something. Man, you go to a startup meetup. These meetups, you go to meetup.org and you find entrepreneurs there. People have done it. Or you're an inventor and you want to do inventor and you're going to look for help with your invention. Man, you're going to get people get $10,000 from you because they're sucking you. No, you go to meetup, local experts who've gone through all that already. People like you have gone through that and got themselves screwed out of $10,000. You'll find that out from people. That's why, see, the computer and database, there's millions and millions and millions of websites, but you find an expert who knows that and doesn't have anything to sell you. That's another thing. If you have an expert that's selling you something, then they're biased. They're going to spin everything so that what they have for you is the best thing. Experts that have nothing to sell you are the best. Or now you have to worry about their political, because an ideology is like a salesman too. But at least they're not selling you something. And that's why if you go to a group or whatever and find a free expert that can help you, that read most of that junk on the internet already, and they know the 2 websites to go. Like me, if you want to get money to pay a bill, man, you're going to go on the website and you're going to get millions of websites, and people want to sell you money. It'll be the most expensive money you ever got. I could show you websites that are going to give you money for free, but they won't be in Google. That's why it takes effort. So be careful of 3 people you got to worry about in this country: Google, experts, and salesmen.